Hey everybody, Krystal Gamer here with a brand new speed build video for you. I hope that introduction wasn't too long, but this place is so colorful, I felt like I had to show it in each of the different lighting scenarios because the lighting engine in the game is really good, and this place has a very different look and feel at different times of the day depending on the lighting here. So I wanted the intro to kind of show that from morning to night, and the color throughout the day. And speaking of color, if you haven't noticed, this build, at least the color for it, is definitely inspired by Easter. So this is kind of, I guess we can call this my Easter build. It doesn't really celebrate Easter, although, as you guys could tell on the intro, I'm sure this is a toy store, and I do include a couple of tables of eggs at the front of the toy store in celebration of Easter. Now, I know the eggs in the game are, I don't know, they're under the debug mode, and they're some kind of like shiny special eggs or something. Since I don't really play the game, I don't really know what their function is, but I'm going to guess that there's some special thing. Maybe they're part of the special jungle stuff or something. Maybe you find them when you adventure jungling. I don't know. But they have some special quality in the game, and for purposes of my little toy store, in my head, they don't have any sort of special quality, but what they do have is that they're not real Fabergé eggs or anything like that. They're not fragile. They're more for kids, so they're decorated nicely, but they're like plastic, and they have prizes inside. So that's what's in my head for my little toy store for the eggs that you'll see me place out front later on. And as we can see, I'm going on placing a bunch of stuff on the blocks. The blocks are the big part of this build, and the color that I end up using with the blocks. And man, I love working with a pastel palette. I really do. I love pastels. They're really great colors, and when you can work with the whole gamut of them, it's really wonderful. And this build really allowed me to do that. And I'm happy Easter came along, because man, I don't know what was up, but I have been having, I don't know, can we have builder's block or something? I've done several furnishings and stuff like that. I've done a few furnishing challenges and things since I came back from my travel. But I haven't built at all since I came back from travel. Actually, no, scratch that. I have built. When I went to Mexico, not too long ago, that's where I was for those of you who haven't listened to my other videos, I was looking at the architecture there for inspiration. The Jungle Pack came out during that time frame, and I was really looking forward to coming back and building with the Jungle Pack. And I came back and I started a build with the Jungle Pack, and I didn't like it, and I demolished it. I ended up bulldozing it. And then I started another build with it, and I don't know. I haven't bulldozed it, but I don't know. I just don't know what I'm doing with it, and I don't like it, and so phooey on it. So I don't know, I don't know what was going on, but I was having some kind of builder's block, and I hadn't had any inspiration for anything. And thank goodness for Easter coming along, because just the colors and the fact that, a lot of times kids are big in on Easter and the Easter egg hunts and stuff like that. And I had been thinking of possibly doing something with retail, because I have not yet done a retail establishment. And so when I went down to Mexico, obviously, where we were, there was a lot of tourist areas that we saw, and there's a lot of gift shops and things like that. And so I had the thought of maybe doing like a Mexican style gift shop, but then with Easter coming along and the idea of using pastels and the idea of kids, I said, well, toy store. Yeah, a toy store is it. And so that birthed that idea. So instead of a gift shop or a regular retail store, I ended up with a little toy store here. And I don't even know what got me with the idea of using those tables, the square tables that I'm using all over the place as blocks. And I also don't know if this setup that I have here actually works in the game as far as the tiers on the blocks. I don't know if customers could buy stuff off of the top blocks if they wouldn't be able to reach them, so they wouldn't be able to buy anything. But What I do know is that this build downloads pretty perfectly, which I was surprised about. It took me a little bit to get it that way, actually. I can't say that it downloaded perfectly right away. I did have to do some finagling, but it is at the point where it downloads perfectly, like nothing's out of place or anything like that. So, and obviously it's up on the gallery. There's no CC in it. So, yeah. But I was going to say something else. What was it that I was going to say? Lost my train of thought. No CC in the download. Oh yeah, and it downloads well. Like there's nothing out of place. Even all the blocks that I stacked and everything, they don't fall down or anything when you download the build. But yeah, I do not know, and maybe some other people can comment or something, people that have played The Sims and have run a retail establishment or something, can comment as to whether or not The Sims would be able to buy the stuff off the top tiered shelves in this. I don't know. But even if they can't, and it's just for show, it's still cool in my opinion. And as you can see, I have a little kiddie area for some games, and then I have a little adults area for them to lounge while the kids are looking around. And the little castle in the back, which is a dollhouse enlarged, in case anyone was wondering and didn't realize what that was. I basically just enlarged a whole bunch of toys back there and made a little kind of display, or a large display rather. What I was sort of thinking of with that, I don't know if any of you have been to FAO Schwartz in New York City. I haven't been there in years and years, but many years ago when I went, they had several like really large displays, kind of, and one really, really big one in the middle of the store. And so I was kind of thinking that sort of type of thing, I wanted some kind of display. And I like the castle for it, but I set it back rather than putting it in the middle of the store for a couple of reasons. One, it is a dollhouse, so the back of it's open, and I wanted to hide that fact. I just wanted it to look like a castle. And also, when you enlarge it, the work area for the dollhouse enlarges, so it actually goes like behind the building where nothing exists, like the part of the dollhouse, I guess, that a sim would use in the game. But in any case, you know, I would have maybe put it in the middle if we had multi-level foundation and I could have put it up on a platform, but since I wasn't allowed to, since I don't have the capability, not allowed, it's not like the game gives me permission, but since I don't have the capability of doing that, I decided just to set that castle in the back and just make it kind of a centerpiece for the back of the store. And here we have our dinosaur. He's kind of like our mascot for our store here. And I love the whole block thing. Oh, I love the colors. And I leave the dinosaur red for a little while, and then I decide that he fits in better, more of a blue color. So he changes color in a little while. The only downside to having the dinosaur, he's great. He's totally great. But from front view, direct front view, he looks a little bit awkward. Like you can't always tell exactly what he is. And I tried like what would he look like sideways facing or something like that, but he's got to be front facing. I don't know, it just works that way better. So, and I spend a lot of time on this build, as you can tell. Placement, oh my god, tons of time on placement between the blocks and all of the retail items. There was just so much time on placement. Needless to say, I chopped the video up like crazy, just because it took forever. But I think it's so cute in the end, I think. I love the colors. Love the colors. Happy I finally had some inspiration. I'm so happy I finally had some inspiration. I was like getting worried about it because I just really hadn't been inspired to build anything lately. I don't know. I wonder if any of the other builders get like that too, where you just go through kind of a dry spell and I don't know. Nothing's coming at you. And then when something hits me, something just like really hits me and I just run with it. This one here, I stayed up all night to make this because I started it kind of late and I pulled an all-nighter building it just because I had it in my head, and if it's in my head, I can't go to bed because then it's there and I'm thinking of it and I can't let it go. What can you do? I'm a little weird, I know. I don't know if anyone else does stuff like that, but yeah. And they end up with a little playground here too, so... And this place is just so bright and vibrant. Go ahead, little sim parents. Try to get by it without those little sim kids begging you to go in. They're going to be protesting if you want to go by it without going in. And hence why toy stores use really vibrant colors a lot, because kids are attracted to them. Heck, adults are attracted to them. I tried to do something at the top, but I don't know, nothing was really working for me. I tried a couple of different things, but nothing was really working for me at the top. And so I decided to do this at the bottom with this crazy kind of painting the whole thing and just continuing with this like massive amount of vibrant color. And it is true. I mean, it attracts kids, so that's kind of the whole thing, right? You want to attract the kiddies. Make them beg the parents to come in. To take them into the little toy store. And you can see I didn't do much, speaking of all the vibrant colors, I didn't do too much as far as the front windows are concerned. I do end up putting a couple of knights over there guarding it. But I didn't do big displays in the front just because the store itself is a display, you know? And look at us, we're already at the end, running through the screenshots and whatnot. So now is the time where I thank you so much for taking the time to watch with me and joining me on our little journey here. And if you liked it, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you like this and the other videos on my channel, please don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. I appreciate that, and that really helps us YouTubers out. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye now.